I know right off the bat, you're reading the title, you see the thumbnail, and you're like, come on, man, this is a dumb video. You are out of line for saying those things. But the question still remains, why is Haslam active? Why does he still have a roster spot where he's getting paid to basically do nothing? I know you guys are going to argue back and say what everybody else says about veterans like him. He has the voice in the locker room that this team desperately needs to win a championship. I understand this. I understand this, this perspective. But to me, it makes no sense because I'll tie it back to Jared Dudley, who is also in a similar spot to Haslam. Now, the Lakers ended up releasing him recently because they wanted an extra roster spot open for anybody that they would pick up in the future. And Dudley was there for a while now, being the voice of the locker room. And apparently, this was done without LeBron and AD's approval. They were not happy to hear that Dudley was going to be released. And upon retiring, Jason Kidd called him up and said, "Hey, there's a spot opened up for you as coach." And he took that spot. And now Dudley is going to be an assistant coach of the Dallas Mavericks. So this begs the question, why isn't Haslam in a coaching role in the Miami Heat? Why not? Why aren't you hiring him as an assistant coach so that you can, take that extra roster spot that he's left open and give it to somebody that can actually play minutes when somebody's down? Why? Why even deal with this? Why even have a player like Haslam in the field? Like, it makes no sense, man. So if you want that voice in the locker room, so to speak, you can hire him as a coach. No problem. But then we see the Lakers actually they didn't want to hire Dudley as an assistant coach. So they decided to release him instead. And that's where I see a problem. So you mean to tell me you're gonna use up a roster spot to have him be the voice of the locker room, but not hire him as an assistant coach, even though that's basically what he's doing for you? Like, it makes no sense, and it boggles my mind as to why teams like these even make decisions like this. And now let me discredit the whole voice in the locker room theory, okay? Although they do have experience in the NBA that's quite extensive and will help these players navigate through the whole obstacles that may be in store for them in their careers, they played in a completely different era. Okay, the odds are if you're a veteran that doesn't have his legs under him, odds are you played in a different era. And I'm pretty sure that the advice that these guys can will give to the players can be given just as well by the veterans who've played more recently in the league. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that most of you will disagree with me because, I don't know of somebody that would say such things. I'm the only one that I know of that feels this way about these veterans that basically do nothing on the court. And by the way, I'm saying this not being on NBA Twitter because I hate Twitter. I think Twitter is a cesspool of nonsense and toxicity. That'll be a video for another day, but I just really want to know your opinion because I want to be educated on these things, and I'm posing these questions out more so for myself than for anything else.